Då skickar vi upp första talaren idag. Vi har Jonas från A Vision for You i Köpenhamn. Varm applåd.
Hi, my name is Jonas. I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Jonas.
I would prefer to hide behind this, so I'd rather not. I'm very grateful to be here today. If I had known how good life would get and how many great experiences I would have, I wouldn't have been so nervous walking into my first meeting at my home group nearly 2 years ago today. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. I still wonder why I had to, why I was so privileged to get sober at the age of 25 in AA, and I really don't understand why. I can tell you what happened the last year. In the summer of 2012, I had once again ruined everything and been drinking for months straight, and then my ex-girlfriend, who broke up with me like 3 months earlier, said, maybe you should try to go to AA. And I thought, yes, then maybe she will get back with me. So I'll try AA. So I went to a meeting in Rysgade in Copenhagen, where there was like 7 meetings a day. I went to a meeting and people were very sweet. And I was convinced, I knew I was an alcoholic. No doubt about that. But I thought I had a solution myself. So I didn't come back. Instead, I chose to go to my doctor and tell him the truth, finally. So I went to him and I said, crying, I am depressed. And because of that, I drink a lot. And then he said, how much? And I said, I don't know. But I knew exactly how much. It was a lot. What he did was, he said, okay, I have the perfect solution for you. You get this Antabus, you know Antabus in Sweden? Yeah, Antabus. And then you get some pills for your depression, and then you get to see a psychologist. And I thought, okay, then everything's good. 3 months later, I took the pills for depression. I didn't take Antabus, I was drinking, and I was dating the psychologist. Not my proudest moment. When I drink, and when I don't drink, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's the truth. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, I started drinking again, and I was seeing this girl, psychologist, and it didn't work out. While I was in session with her, I could sit and talk, and it was just, I was analyzing myself, and she was just, oh yeah, and when I got to just sit next to her and be myself, nothing came out. I couldn't say anything. Of course, I wasn't telling her that I started drinking again, but she soon found out. We were going to like a family get together in her family, and I said I had 1 beer last night, and she could smell it. It was a bit more. So that relationship ended, and I was drinking for like 3 months after that, and got to the same place again. Like I ruined everything, and I couldn't see any way out. And it was a strange mix of knowing that I couldn't do anything, but still thinking there must be something I can do. Must be something I can do about it. And what I could do was doing the exact same thing as the others, the last time, taking Antabus and just not drinking. So I did that for 3 months, and it was the worst month of my life. It was grey, and nothing seemed to satisfy me. So at one point I thought, if this is life, if sober life is like this, then fuck it, sorry. Then I don't want to be sober. It doesn't work for me. So I stopped taking Antabus on my 25th birthday. And then at the same day I stopped taking Antabus, I went to the supermarket and bought wine and beer. So I was ready. To go drinking again 2 weeks later when I could. And I did. 2 weeks later I started again. And then I drank for 60 days straight. Lying in my bed, just puking and peeing all over, and it was a mess. And at the 24th of June 2013, something happened. I didn't wake up thinking, now I'm gonna stop drinking. It was a normal day. I had been sleeping 3 hours, drinking, 3 hours sleep, drinking, 3 hours sleep, drinking. And I woke up and was just, this is my life. I'm lying here drinking, and I'm gonna get a job in the state administration at some point, I thought. It was just madness. My thinking wasn't in tune with the world at all. But at some point during that day, I can't remember when, something just said, bam, inside my head. And it dawned on me that if I continue like this, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die from this alcoholism. And I knew it's not gonna be tomorrow, it's not gonna be in 10 years, but at some point I will die from this. And I wasn't in doubt at all. And then I got scared, and then I felt so alone. So I knew that I couldn't drink again, but I didn't know how that was going to be possible. But then I remembered that I had been to this AA meeting the year before, and I called the AA hotline, and I was told that there was a meeting in Frederiksberg in a group called A Vision for You, and that was my luck that I ran into those guys. So I went to this meeting in my best clothes, smelling like shit. And there was this Swedish lady actually telling her story to that meeting, and she told exactly what I felt, and I was just, this is it. I'm the right place, I thought. And then we had this intermission for like 15 minutes. This gray-haired guy came up to me. I was standing over here with the coffee, and then he came, hello, have you got a sponsor? No, I've been here 45 minutes. And then he said, okay, should we just get started? And then I accidentally said yes. I didn't think about it, I just said yes. And then he said, oh great! But then I got a little, because then I said, I want to stop drinking because I want a family and I want my education. And then he said, you're not going to get any of that. Not unless you do this, he said. And he pointed to the 12 steps. He was very, very sure that that was going to help me. So he told me, you don't have to worry about these steps. I'm going to guide you each step at a time. And then we have, in this group, the Vision for You group, we have these daily suggestions you have to make. And you have to go on your knees in the morning and pray that you have a sober day. And then you have to read 2 pages in the big book. And then you have, during the day, you have to call 2 newcomers. And I said, how's that possible? I'm the newest one. And they said, soon there'll be another new guy. So just call another guy until then. I said, okay, I'll do it. I knew I hadn't any solutions left. And then you have to, at night you have to write 5 things down that you are grateful for. And that was experience. It was some funny stuff the first week. But actually the most powerful thing was that he said you have to write 3 persons down on paper that you either hate or have pissed you off during the day, and then you're gonna pray for them. That was difficult, but it worked actually, because those people started getting much nicer, and they changed when I prayed for them. But he told me that I should do that, and I did. I was so scared. I didn't want to go back to where I was. And 4 months later, I had taken these steps, and I started sponsoring a guy. That was the most amazing experience. My sponsor said, "Oh, you should have a sponsee now," and I thought, what am I gonna tell him? And then I thought, okay, I'm so young, no one's gonna say yes to that. But the first guy I asked, he said yes. And he's sober today, and that says something about these steps, because it has nothing to do with me. He did this too, and he's sober today. I don't know how much time I have left. 5 minutes. Oh. Yeah. It's an amazing thing. These steps. Before I did it, as I said, I used to live in my apartment and used to lie in my bed all day. And when I got sober, I had a very hard time staying in that apartment because I had a lot of bad memories and it didn't look so good. There was wine down the walls, and but when I made the third step with my sponsor in his living room, I've heard other people say, nothing really happened at the time, but when I got home, I was calm, and it was quiet, and it was good, and I could stay there again. That was amazing. Is there anyone new today, or almost new? Maybe. Because I like to tell people that the most important thing you have to know is that AA works. And I would like to do something with you if you're up to it. I'd like to ask you, how many here today have taken these 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous? You might raise your hand. Okay. The people who have not had a spiritual awakening, raise your hand. Still? Oh.
Okay.
The people who have not had a spiritual awakening due to these steps, please take your hands down. Should we try again?
Yeah.
People who have taken these 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, please raise your hand. And the ones who have not had a spiritual awakening due to these steps, please take them down. Yeah. That's my experience too. This is my experience. I have tried so many times stop drinking on my own solution, and the result was that I started drinking again every time, and I had it was hell. And then one time I have taken these steps and I got sober, and it's just amazing. And I can't imagine how I can pay that back to AA. I can try, I can sponsor, I can come here and give my first talk in English, which is an experience. And I can try, but I can never do it. But I am in lifelong debt to AA, and that's okay. That's okay. And if there is anyone new here, to me, it seemed like I said, should I do this for the rest of my life? And it seemed scary in the beginning, but I can tell you that it's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's not like there's something that's blocking me. AA is not blocking me. It's opening all the doors to my future and to all the great things that's going to happen. And yeah, I think that's the words for now.